Okay. So first off, are we feeling better about the simplifying on the radicals? Okay, so like if I wanted to simplify this one, it would be 25 times 2, so that would become 2 times 5 square root of 2. Yes? Remember all that? Awesome. Do you remember the rules for adding and subtracting? Okay? They have to have the same base. Okay? Then you just add or subtract the coefficient. Okay? So since square root of 3 is the same, that means I can say, hey, negative 5 plus 2 square root of 3. Is that ringing bells? So then it becomes negative 3 square root of 3. Yes? Good on those? Awesome. Okay. Trig. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so I always wrote it as sine or so. Wait a minute, I'm writing this backwards. So, SOHCAHTOA. To help me remember what went where. Okay, so if you're finding the angle measure, okay, in your calculator, you had to do something different. So, first thing you have to know is it has to be in degree mode. So you go to your calculator and click mode. Oops, helps if I turn it on. You click mode and see how it's got degree right there? I already changed mine. If it's flashing on the radian, then you're in radians. You want to click over and change to degree mode because we're finding angle measure, which is in degrees. Okay, good. All right, then if you're finding angle measure, you use the inverse. So all right, if you're using like finding a side length, use the regular trig button. Does that ring bells? That's all good. That's why we're doing this. Okay, so I want to find the angle measure. Okay, so I want the sine of C. So that means that I'm looking for this theta. Remember the angle measure, we call it theta? Okay, all right, so if it's sine of C, then I'm looking for the opposite over the hypotenuse, right? All right, then all you get, let's plug and chug what we know. Okay, I don't know theta, that's what I'm looking for, so I'm going to use the inverse button. And my opposite is 21, and my hypotenuse is 29. Does that ring bells? Okay, so to get to my inverse, see how above the sine button there's a little sine -1? That's the one you use. So second sine of 21 divided by 29. And I have that C is equal to 40 degrees. Are you remembering these? Is it coming back in a gentle, pleasant, I love trig way? I like Trig too. I love Trig. I think it's
So
fun.
we're not gonna, okay, like.
Did you say you put it in the degrees?
Go to modes, and then see you have a choice between radians and degrees. You want to be in degrees? Because radians are when you are using what? The unit.
Function. It's circle.
Unit circle, another thing I love. Unit circle is so easy. We're gonna spend 20 minutes and I'm gonna show you how it explains the world to you. And then you're gonna go, why didn't anybody tell me this before? It's so easy.
Well,
You're gonna love it.
teacher last year.
Well, no. It depends on what you're using it for. So, all right. So, cosine of C. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, since that's my theta, this is my adjacent. I'm still looking for an angle measure, so it's -1, or the inverse. And I have 38 over 39. So now I'm going to use the blue cosine button of 38 divided by 39.
So it's 36. It's supposed to be 38?
Oh, no, it's 36. All right. It could be just because I'm blind and don't have my glasses on and I just was looking wrong. All right, 36. So my angle measure is 22.62 degrees. Feel good about these?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Then, if you're finding the missing side, okay, this is the one where you're going to use the regular button. But you need to set up that side. So if I want the missing side, and I know it's 59, okay, or my theta is 59, what do I know? I know opposite, and I know hypotenuse, correct? So what is that? Is it sine, cosine, or tangent? Opposite over
Sine.
right. So
I know opposite. What is that?
opposite means it's the one. Neither one of the vertices touch the corner. If you're adjacent, you share a vertice with the angle you're looking for. Does that make sense?
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at 59 and thinking opposite of that. I was finding opposite of X.
No, you're doing opposite of 59. Because here's if this is my angle, right? This is the vertex of the angle, agreed? This side over here is my opposite. It doesn't touch that angle at all. It doesn't share a side. This one's my adjacent because it shares that vertex.
Okay.
Is that better?
So how do we know that?
Or actually, I'm sorry, this is the adjacent because this one's my hypotenuse. I was thinking backwards. How do you know the adjacent?
The opposite?
Okay, so this is my theta angle. Okay?
No, like in this, like when you said we know the opposite, we know the hypotenuse.
Because that's what I'm looking for. I don't know what this one is, anything about it.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
I think I just like keep going.
Okay, so I have the sine of 59 because I know that x is my opposite side and 17 is my hypotenuse side. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
Okay, now think of this as a proportion. And all you gotta do is cross multiply. So 17 sine of 59 is equal to x. And now I can plug and chug 17 sine of 59. So x is equal to 14.572. But you need to set it up. It's not the same. That's not always the same. So you got to kind of set it up to your proportion to see what's going on. All right. So this time, I'm looking for the adjacent side, and I know the hypotenuse side. So which one, adjacent and hypotenuse, gives me the cosine? So if I have the cosine of theta is the adjacent over my hypotenuse, so that means I'm looking for a cosine of 27 is equal to x over 20. Okay, so now cross multiply.
Would it be 20%? Oh yeah, you're
So 20 cosine 27, and so I get 17.82 degrees.
How do you know when to stop? Like, right?
It'll tell you. Otherwise, 2 digits is good. Okay. Good. All right. So I have some. So obviously, review pages for this to practice these skills and to finish decorating a room for the holiday season when we get back. A color by number that matches your some of the answers on the worksheet. Okay?
Can we still fill out those things there?
Yes.